Hello, this is Tina with Content Creators Club. I'm so excited to talk about this concept of offline freedom while still making online money. But before I get started, if you don't know who I am, I help creators like you build leveraged and profitable content businesses that don't rely on social media. So if you're tired of the algorithm, you definitely come to the right place. And if you have already joined Content Creators Club, what are you doing? Like, go on the description below and sign up. Tons of creators are on it. Anyways, I'm super excited to kind of go ahead and get into it. So, I really wanted to talk about this concept of, bringing you back to the pandemic. It was an interesting time, not a great time. And honestly, I'm very fortunate and grateful to be alive today and walking you through this video today. But it was an interesting time because it presented an opportunity for me. And I say that lightly, right? Because the pandemic sucked. But anyways, the opportunity that it provided me during that time, and maybe for a lot of people, was it allowed me more time on my business. One of the fun things that most people don't know is that I started this business in college, and it's been a great success, a lot of joy, a lot of downturns, and a lot of uphill battles throughout the process. But it's been profitable ever since I've done this. So super excited to do that. But a couple years ago, it wasn't the case. I moved back in with my parents. I took one college class and I literally locked myself into my room and I got to work. The pandemic did not allow me to leave the house. So I just stayed in my room all day. And so I've never felt more excited, but also at the same time in prison because I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted. But I also felt like I was in a prison because I couldn't leave my house. But I also felt like I was glued to my phone every single waking moment because, in some ways, when you have an online business, sometimes you feel like you constantly need to be online in order to be in business. And so my morning routine back then was literally wake up, check my Instagram sets, post a get ready with me story. I don't know why the hell I did this, but I did. Edit that story and stay tuned in for any likes and comments that came due. My bedtime routine was browse my competitors on Instagram, and I felt like shit. Check my social media stats, barely had any likes, comments, or followers, and I continued to feel like shit. And then I went to bed. And that was kind of the cyclical repeat daily exercise. And it really did suck. And the pandemic lasted 2 years. So doing 2 years of that, at least for a solid year, was just not fun. And so I couldn't continue feeling like a failure at this whole online creator thing. I couldn't deal with client chasing, and I didn't really love the feeling of constantly being at edge of breakdown with roller coaster revenue. And for all my service providers as well as coaches, you know what I'm talking about. You know about being on constant sales calls and doing all the things and then just signing a client, not signing a client. It's a roller coaster. And I actually literally became sick of it. And so, three things that I realized, or 3 years later, things are different. Let's kind of show the picture. Yeah, let's kind of bring it back. This is old me in 2020. I told you I was locked in my room. And then this is me now. So I took it in 2024. Definitely felt like I was having a good hair day, but I'm feeling a lot more refreshed because I actually slept in, and that day I actually made a ton of money while I was sleeping. This day I just was constantly on Instagram and it fucking sucked. Anyways, I actually feel free in this business, and it's a different type of thing because you feel free from stats. Because the model that I've invested in, I feel free from the stats of social media. I feel free from the roller coaster revenues, and I feel free in this online business. This is the first time actually where I feel like this business at the stage that I'm at right now, it doesn't feel like I don't feel guilty for not showing up because the business allows me to not show up. And it's like, you're doing good, girl. Like, you don't need to be here today, and that's fine. And so there are days where I don't feel like doing business. There are days where I don't want to go all in. Some days I'm just like, yeah, like, let's pull it. Let's do a whole 10 hours. And like, I feel productive as fuck. But then there are other days where I'm like, absolutely not. And so the biggest difference that I've realized is that it's all on my terms. Right? Building a business that's on your terms is one of the most freeing things that you could ever do. And so that's what a leverage creator model is supposed to do for you. Your audience growth doesn't depend on how many likes you get on a post. By having the leverage creator model, your revenue isn't contingent on how many clients you sign that month. With a leverage creator model, your worthiness is not correlated to how much money you make. I know a lot of people in this industry, they talk about how much money they make and it's great, but there's a lot of things that you're not seeing behind the scenes where it's like, okay, at what cost, right? How you make money is more important than how much you make money. And so the thing that I've noticed is that leverage creators understand that building a business on their terms is their number one priority. You don't feel guilty taking time off because you know that you have a business that continues to grow not only in profit, but also continues to work without your presence. And I'm only showing 3 people what this leverage creator model can do for them. And if you are in, highly recommend for you to be in, because leverage creators also take action. Reply leverage and I'll send you more details. But building a business on your terms is the number one priority, and it's the one priority that I'm going to recommend for you to do in 2025. So I'll see you in tomorrow's content, and I'll see you then. Bye.